Hi everyone, I hope you all are doing well tonight, and tonight we'll be starting off spring with this nice cherry blossom manicure. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and let's get started. So for tonight's manicure we'll be using a dark red, a white, black, gold, pink, some sparkle nail polish, and a top coat. I am going to use my favorite fast drying top coat. You can use whichever you have. And the tools we will be needing are some striping tape or masking tape, a pair of scissors to cut that striping tape or masking tape, some jewels in the shade of pink, some nail polish remover I have here. I have a little dish that we're going to place nail polish on, a striping brush, a cleanup brush or a cleanup pen, or if you have a Q-tip, you just need to have that ready with your acetone, and also a dotting tool. If you don't have a dotting tool, you can go ahead and feel free to use a hair clip, a bobby pin, and that will do the trick just as well. So let's get started. Okay guys, so here I have already applied my base coat, which is my white from Kleancolor. And I have waited until that is completely dry. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to apply our black tips to those 3 fingernails on the left hand. So I have already gone ahead and cut some striping tape ready. And I'm just gonna stick those on from left to right. Make sure there's no bubbles on the striping tape or any spaces underneath, because if that lifts up, the black is gonna run through it. And we're just gonna put them on the 3 fingers, leaving out the thumb as well as that ring finger. And once that's done, we can go ahead and apply our black tips like I've done here. And I'll be using my Insta-Dri black tonight. And all of these nail polishes and items that I'm using on this video will be listed in the description box for you, so you can take a look if you're interested in these items. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply the black to the tips and quickly remove the striping tape one at a time. Okay, so now that's done. The next thing we're going to do is, while that's drying, we're going to go ahead and apply our little gold intricate design here. And for that, you're going to be needing a striping brush, which is one of these thin brushes here. And you're also going to be needing your gold nail polish. I'm using Insta-Dri colors tonight because I want them to dry quickly for this manicure. And you will also need to have a dish where you could put just a couple drops of nail polish on. So here I have my little nail polish palette that I'll be using, but if you don't have one of these things, you know, grab a saucer or something. Anything you can just put a couple drops on. So I'm just gonna put 1 drop at a time because this polish will dry up quickly and I'll have to refresh it in between. And we're just gonna paint on that little design, which look like vines just going across the nails. You know, if you could see it here, you're just gonna take the brush and paint them on in all different angles. And to fill them in, you can just put dots all over. And do the same for all of the nails. For the ring finger and the thumb, we're gonna do the entire nail in the same design. Okay, now that I've done applying my little designs there in gold, I'm going to take my glitter polish here and I'm just going to run over the white part of my nail. I'm going to leave the black plain, no glitter on that, but I'm going to put the glitter on the white because it just brings it out just a little bit more. So go ahead and do that for all your nails. And while that's drying, that's not going to take very long because I'm only going to do one coat of that glitter. It's just a little sparkles in there. And while that's drying, we can go ahead and mix our colors. As you could see here, I have two shades of pink. The outer layer of the flower of the, or I should say the edges of the flower is actually a darker pink than the inside of the flower. So I have my red from Kleancolor, which is like a jewel red and it has a nice gloss to that. And then I'm going to use my Insta-Dri pink and I'm going to combine those two just to get a darker shade of pink other than this. I do have other shades of pink that's darker than this, but I like the fact that this one has just a little glow. It's the metallic red, like the outside of that flower really pops with it. So we're just going to apply one little drop of this. And this is a really intense red. You just need a very, very little. And then we're going to apply the pink. Nice generous drop, or even two of that pink. And get your dotting tool ready because that now we're going to need the dotting tool. Just mix that up. There we go. And the way I'm going to make these little blossoms is we're just going to put 5 dots on each of these nails here to make one flower. It's very simple. I left a space here for the first one. So you make 1 dot, spread it out a little. Right next to that, another. And that's it. That's one blossom already done. So I'm just going to leave it as it is, let it dry, because we have to go back and apply a second layer of nail polish on that. So leave this, let it dry, and move on, doing the same to the next nails, except for the black tip one. We're going to fill it in with a couple blossoms that can fit according to how large your nail plate is. Alright, so here we have our little blossoms already added to the nail, but it's a bit thick, so we have to give them a few minutes to dry. So give them about 5 minutes, or keep trying to see if they're tap dry, and then we can go ahead and apply our second coat. This one should be dry by now. Yeah, so we can go ahead and work on that. So the next thing I'm going to grab with me is I'm going to take that pink. I'm not going to mix it this time. And I'm also going to get my striping brush again. And I'm going to get my jewels at the same time. Here I have a variety of colors that I bought on eBay, and I will be using the gold to highlight the details of this one here. So if you have jewels, you can go ahead and use it. If you don't, you can just keep using gold nail polish throughout the whole thing. It looks just the same. So I'll get that, and tonight I'll be using my little wax pencil here to grab my jewels. If anybody's interested in with this, I have found this on eBay, and it's really good for if you're picking up jewels. You don't need to wet the tips or anything like that. I love this thing. But if you don't have one of these, feel free to use a tweezer or even your dotting tool. And to grab those jewels, just wet the tip of the dotting tool with some top coat, and that should grab it for you. So I'm gonna put a couple drops of that pink in there. And basically what I'm gonna do is take the pink and just go in and highlight that flower now. Give it a little color. But I'm still gonna keep the edges off it so you could see that red outside. And since this nail polish here is going to be nice and wet, I'm going to apply my jewels immediately. Give it a nice little tap or press down on it to make sure it's secured. And continue doing the same for the rest of the nails. Alright guys, so now that we've done applying our little flowers and adding on those little jewels, the next thing we'll do is apply our top coat and clean up, and we'll be all done. So let's do that, and I'm going to use my favorite top coat, which is Out the Door. I bought this at Sally's Beauty Supplies, and it's a fast drying top coat, and it really does work. It's great. Like I said, this is my favorite. It really does dry that nail polish up very quickly. So I'm just going to apply this, and I'm going to apply them over the jewels as well. So I'm using a generous amount of top coat here. And don't forget to cap your nails like I always remind you. That's going to keep your manicure nice and prevent wear and tear. And we're just going to apply that for the rest of the nails. Alright, so now that we've applied our top coat, we can go ahead and just clean up any smudges we have made, like this one for instance. And tonight I will be using my brush with some acetone. Usually I use my pen, but because there's black nail polish in here and red in there, it's going to get very messy. So the brush is usually better with cleaning up the heavy colors. So we're just going to pump some on the brush right there and go around the edges and clean it up. Make sure your brush does not touch your nail bed because it will ruin your manicure. And continue doing that for the rest of the nails, and then we will be all done. And that's it guys, we're all done with our little cherry blossom manicure for tonight. Welcome to spring, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you have any questions, feel free to write to me. I'll answer them as best as I can. And thank you so much for watching tonight, and have a good night guys. Bye bye.